The Rally on Main event was a huge success.
Fall-like temps in New Mexico. Find out more on my full weather forecast.
And ENMU is ranked nationally. All of this and more right now.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Welcome to this semester's first broadcast of News 3 New Mexico. I'm Drake Long.
And I'm London Cairo. Thank you so much for watching.
Our first story of the night. A dive team has identified a shipwreck off the coast of Nantucket that sank nearly 100 years ago. The St. Signer, a World War I-era fishing boat, was last seen in January of 1929. The Signer was believed to have sank in a storm, and all 21 men aboard the ship went down with the ship. When the ship did go down, a search and rescue mission commenced, but no luck. Multiple search attempts from the 1990s to 2022 were unsuccessful in finding the shipwreck, but in July of 2025, they found it. The dive team made a total of 7 dives over 2 days and managed to photograph the ship and positively identify it due to its distinctive double-drum trawl winch. Jennifer Saletti, the managing member of Atlantic Wreck Salvage, said that the discovery is bittersweet and hopes that the discovery can provide some closure to descendants of fallen crew members. A couple from Clovis is facing first-degree felony charges due to the death of their 1-year-old son, after the son was found with bruising and head trauma. Donna Phillips, age 22, and Onesimus Skywater, age 33, are charged with intentional abuse of a child, resulting in the child's death. Phillips told investigators that her son's injuries were the result of rough play with a sibling and a fall from a high chair. However, when a doctor specializing in child abuse reviewed the case, they found that the boy's injuries did not match up with the story told by the mother, and were in fact the result of fatal physical abuse. The couple were taken into custody with assistance from U.S. Marshals and booked into the Curry County Detention Center.
A familiar fast food chain has just opened up a location in Clovis, New Mexico. On Monday, September 15th, the newly constructed Whataburger opened its doors to the public. The Clovis location promises to bring fresh, custom burgers, fancy and spicy ketchup, and orange and white striped fun to Clovis. The restaurant is located at 3312 North Prince Street in Clovis. Dine-in will be open from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. and the drive-thru will be open for 24 hours, so make sure you stop by and give it a try.
Last Saturday was ENMU's Rally on Main event. This event was full of fun activities like cornhole, booths set up from various organizations, and live music from local bands such as Resonancia and Grupo Rosa Blanca. Along with these two bands, ENMU's very own Greyhound Sound made an appearance and rocked the house alongside the Color Guard and the Cheer Squad. With guest speakers such as Doc Elder and ENMU's Chancellor Dr. James Johnston, it was a night of fun for sure.
It was a great family weekend, it sure was.
It really was, and rain was expected over that weekend, and we didn't really get any.
Not much rain, but cooler temps though.
I really am hoping that it does get cool soon. It's quite hot lately.
Yes, as we can look here at tonight's lows, we are seeing those cooler temps, especially in the north and northwest side of New Mexico. 42 in Gallup, 45 in Farmington, 47 is going to be in Santa Fe, 45 in Raton, 53 in Clayton. Clovis is going to be at 56, Portales 59, Amarillo, Texas at 58. And then we look at our current wind speeds. We're seeing 14 miles per hour here in Portales, looking at 17 up in Farmington, 18 up in Raton, 13 in Clayton. Down south, you're seeing 16 miles per hour in Rio Doso. Roswell is going to be at 14 miles per hour. And then as we take a look at our allergy report, we're going to see that grass and pollen are at low levels, kind of giving you a sign that fall's on the horizon, getting more towards the winter. And then ragweed is at a high level still. I have more for you on my full weather forecast later after the first break. Back to you, London.
An investigation is underway after a fatal plane crash in Moriarty on Tuesday. There were 2 people in the plane when it crashed. One individual did not survive the crash, and the other person was transported to a local hospital where their condition is still unknown. The Morarty Fire Department says that the plane crash was started with an engine failure. As the plane tried to make an emergency landing, it struck the power lines, further causing damage. The Federal Aviation Administration says that the purpose of the flight was instructional.
Another adorable animal arrived at the City of Clovis Animal Shelter yesterday. But it isn't a cat or a dog. It's an extremely friendly, social ferret. The shelter believes that the ferret escaped from its owner. If you think this might be your ferret, you can bring photos or vet records to bring them home.
Robert Redford, co-founder of the Sundance Institute and famous actor and director, passed away yesterday morning at 89 years old. His achievements, which included two Academy Awards and 3 Golden Globe Awards, extended to New Mexico. His 1986 movie, The Milagro Bean-Filled War, was based in Trucas, New Mexico. He spent many years of his life as a part-time Santa Fe resident. His legacy will live on through his extensive filmography as well as the continuation of the Sundance Independent Film Festival.
On July 3rd, police responded to a call about a car that had 3 people that were armed with guns. The caller that reported it noted that the driver of the vehicle was armed with a rifle and the passenger was armed with a handgun. When officers attempted to stop the vehicle, the driver, Jonathan Hay, aged 39, drove off at a high rate of speed. After a high-speed chase, the car crashed and the driver was detained at gunpoint. A second suspect, Michael Padilla, fled the scene but was later found and taken into custody. And a passenger in the vehicle, Gabriela Ramos, was also detained. Jonathan Hayes was charged with possession of a firearm and fleeing a law officer. On September 15th, he entered a guilty plea to both charges and is sentenced to 5.5 years in the New Mexico Department of Corrections. Coming up after the break, Jaden will have his full weather report.
And after weather, we are going to take a look at Nation News ENMU, but first, a look at today's financial report.
Welcome back to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Jaden Phillips, and I'm here to take you through today's weather. As we take a look at our U.S. radar, you're seeing a lot of rain, especially in the Los Angeles area, down south in El Paso. And then in the Midwest, you're seeing this big old cell right here that's just kind of looping around all over Minneapolis, all the way to Billings. And then in the East Coast, you're seeing a lot of rain around the Washington, New York area. But other than the U.S., let's take a look here in New Mexico. You're seeing a lot of rain, especially popping up in the western region, kind of in the south as well. Up north, you're seeing some scattered thunderstorms, pop-up showers up in there. Here in the eastern plains, you're seeing these nice little cells just kind of popping up, moving towards the east. But here in Portales, clear skies, not much precipitation, not much cloud cover is expected. As we take a look at our current temperatures, we are seeing 81 in Santa Fe, 83 in Albuquerque. Up north, you're seeing 74 in Raton, 79 in Clayton. And then down south is 84 in Alamogordo, 65 in Rio Doso. Here in the My-High Plains, we're looking at 83 here in Portales. Clovis also at 83. Hobbs is going to be at 84. Lubbock, Texas is going to be at 84 as well. As we take a look tonight here in Portales, we're going to see a high of 59 with partly cloudy skies, winds out of the southeast at around 8 miles per hour. With the wind speeds, let's take a look at our wind forecast through the evening hours. You're going to see a high of 11 miles per hour around 11 p.m. out of the southeast, and then into the early morning hours, not so much wind, calm and nice. As we look at tonight's lows, you're going to see that Gallup is going to be at 51, Farmington up at 54, Santa Fe at 52, Albuquerque is going to hit 60. Down south, you're going to range between the high 50s and low 60s. Here in the Eastern Plains, we're going to see 59 here in Portales, Clovis at 56, Tucumcari at 54, and then Amarillo, Texas at 58. Tomorrow in Portales, we're going to see a high of 83 with partly cloudy skies, winds out of the southeast at 6 miles per hour. And then as we take a look at tomorrow's highs, we're going to see 78 in Santa Rosa, 84 in Albuquerque, 79 in Santa Fe, 84 in Farmington, 82 in Gallup. And then here in the Eastern Plains, we're going to see 83 here in Portales, 81 in Clovis, 76 in Tucumcari. Amarillo, Texas is going to be at 77. As we take a look at our 7-day forecast, we're going to take a look into Tucumcari first. We're going to see tomorrow a high of 76, with a low of 54. And then in the weekend, you're going to see high 80s. And then throughout the week is also going to be in high 80s. All the lows are going to be in the 50s throughout the week. Carlsbad, New Mexico, weekend's going to get really hot with 97 on Sunday and then 98 Monday. And then next Wednesday is going to be at 95 degrees. And then Roswell, we're going to see 90 on Saturday, 95 on Sunday, 96 next Monday, and 90s throughout the week. Here in Portales, we are going to see 80s, and then we get up to 92 on Sunday as well. Monday is going to be a high of 93 with lows in the 60s and low 50, or high 50s, my bad. So, not fall quite yet. We still have some hot temperatures throughout the week. I'm ready for fall.
Oh, me too. I am so tired of high temperatures. I don't have any hair, so I sunburn really easily.
I could say I have plenty of hair, so not so much sunburn there.
Yeah.
No, I get that too. I'm ready for the cool weather.
I'm tired of it.
Me too.
Tired of
Me
it.
too.
Join us back after the break. Welcome back. Eastern New Mexico University was recognized nationally as well as statewide. According to Niche.com's 2026 Best College Rankings, ENMU has ranked in the top 20% of universities in 9 different categories. ENMU is also ranked either first or second in 6 different categories within the state. We rank first in Best Online College and Best College to receive an education degree. And Eastern ranks second in Best College Campuses, Best College Dorms, Best Student Life, and Best Small Town Colleges. Way to go, Eastern. Go Hounds.
This Thursday is the College Days Rodeo. Held in Portales, New Mexico at the Lewis Cooper Arena, this event marks the beginning of Eastern's up-and-coming radio season. The events that you can expect at this year's college days are bareback riding, steer wrestling, goat tying, saddle bronc riding, tie-down roping, breakaway roping, team roping, barrel racing, and bull riding. You can expect to see some seasoned vets like Jaden Rodriguez and Jacob Walters, as well as some newcomers like Ty Winhan and Anastasia Herrera. This College Days rodeo is shaping up to be a good one, so make sure you don't miss it. The events start tomorrow and run until Saturday, starting at 7 p.m. each night.
New Mexico is the first state in the nation with universal child care, which starts on November 1st this year. Funding for the program is expected to come from the state's Land Grant Permanent Fund and Early Childhood Trust Fund, which can primarily gain funding from oil and gas revenue. This is a change from previous state programs, which had an income cutoff. It's expected to make childcare available to more families with an additional goal of hiring estimated 5,000 early childhood professionals to staff the program. Some parts of the Universal Child Care program are still in the works, as funding must be approved by lawmakers and the rules of the program must be determined.
The Eastern New Mexico Utility Authority has received notice of an award from the United States Bureau of Reclamation of federal FY 2025 appropriation in the amount of $10 million to support continued construction of Eastern New Mexico Rural Water System pipeline. This award represents a significant step forward when it comes to completing the pipeline. The ENMUUA has ramped up construction activities and is making a substantial progress towards delivering a long-term renewable water supply to the region. The communities that will benefit from this pipeline are Alita, Texaco, Portales, Clovis, and Cannon Air Force Base.
The White Sands National Park is reminding visitors to leave no trace when you visit the park. On multiple occasions, wild animals have been seen munching on the trash that was overflowing from garbage bins. Park rangers say that there are many ways to dispose of your trash at White Sands, but visitors are continuing to toss the waste into overflowing bins. If this happens, the wind can blow the trash around and attract animals. Here at KENW, we urge you to respect our national parks and the rules set in place to keep our environments clean and safe. Coming up after the break, Jasmine will have her full sports report.
So stay tuned so you don't miss out.
Welcome back to News 3 New Mexico. I'm your news sports anchor, Jasmine Simpson. This past weekend, ENMU hosted a long-standing tradition of welcoming parents on campus, ushering their families on a tour of college life. Friday afternoon at Uncle Mike's, and a night that kicked off festivities. With the Rally on Main that featured ENMU captains rallying support from fans and tailgating prior to the main event. ENMU taking on Angelo State University. The game itself was a lightning strike, literally. ASU scored 6 minutes in. ENMU responded in the second quarter. Quarterback Chad Riegel rushing 1 yard to score, punter Caden Bell successfully getting the extra point. ASU was able to score twice in the second quarter. It was only after a 4-hour lightning delay that Greyhounds were on the field again. This time around, Greyhounds scored again. Chad Regal rushing into the end zone and an extra point courtesy of Caden Bell. Our last touchdown was by Demarion Fitch in a 3-yard run. In the end, ASU won with our 31-20. Send prayers and vibes to the Greyhounds as they take on Midwestern State this Saturday. This new school year welcomes 3 coaches to ENMU athletics. Head radio coach John Sharp, previously having been assistant at coach at Howard College in Big Spring, Texas. Sharp got 2 athletic students in regional roping. Assistant head coach Shari Mace in rodeo. Mari was a former student athlete for ENMU. She completed 12th in the nation this year in goat tying and breakaway roping. Good luck to them as College Days Rodeos begins tonight through Saturday. Assistant head coach Nina Galus, women's soccer. Galus worked at Corpus Cove High School in Corpus Cove, Texas. She assisted the program to first regional appearances. Women's soccer plays this Saturday against UT Permian Basin at Al White Field at Steve Loy Foundation at 2 p.m. WNBA Round 1 playoffs began this week. 8 teams, playing 3 rounds with 4 winners. Minnesota Lynx and franchise newcomer Golden State Valkyries, Neficia Collar, led with 20 points, 2 assists, and 6 rebounds. For the Valkyries, Veronica Burton scoring 11 points, 7 assists, and 5 rebounds. Lynx won the first match and play round 2 tonight. Next, Seattle Storm and Las Vegas Aces. Storm's Gabby Williams scored 16 points, 2 assists, and 3 rebounds. Aces Adrian Wilson showed out with 29 points, 6 assists, and 8 rebounds. Aces won and play again Thursday. Amidst the ongoing games, Kia's WNBA Rookie of the Year was named to Paige Beckers of the Dallas Wings. Beckers averaged 19 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, and 1 steal. In the 36 games she played, Beckers' Rookie of the Year included Rookie of the Month for June, July, and August. Her accomplishments are truly stellar to have in a rookie year, like being the first NBA player in WNBA history to score 40 or more points and shoot 80% from the field, and much more. That's all for me. Stay tuned after the break with Drake and London.
Out of control car by inches.
A dog that was found in a burning home leads rescuers to his leash on today's Take a Look at This.
Nebraska gas station. The Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says the man seen in the video was washing his windshield when the vehicle came careening into view. As it hits the curb and flips onto its side, the man just narrowly avoids the crashing car, which only grazed his leg before it came to rest. The man is then seen walking over to try and help the driver, whom authorities say escaped the crazy caught-on-cam crash with only minor injuries. They also said they have plans to cite the driver for reckless driving and driving without a license, a valid registration, or proof of insurance. Speaking of near misses, a car crash scene in Florida might have been missed if it weren't for a keen-eared deputy. 2 occupants were trapped in a water-filled embankment after their vehicle was hit and sent into the dark ditch. The Martin County Sheriff's Office said the crash scene was not visible from the roadway, so deputies used their ears to follow the sound of the car's horn, locating the wreckage in the water and pulling the victims to safety. Finally, one more caught-on-cam rescue. Watch rescuers rescue a rescue dog. Sorry, too many rescues there. Responding to a reported house fire in Aurora, Illinois, officers found the adopted dog in a smoke-filled room, and then, because he is such a good, smart boy, you can see the dog lead the officer through the house directly to his leash, which the officer then used to take the pup to safety. The family later thanked rescuers for saving their beloved pet, whom they said enjoys snuggling, sleeping, peanut butter, and snoring loudly. Who doesn't? For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
Well, to end off our broadcast, I'm introducing a brand new segment to News 3. Do you have a furry friend that you would like to show off to the world? Well, I have good news for you. At the end of every News 3 broadcast, we are going to have a Pet of the Day. Here is a look at the News 3 New Mexico cruise pets.
If you want your pet to have a chance to be shown at the end of our show, send a photo of your pet to news3nm@enmu.edu along with their name, age, and something that you love about them.
Well, how about we take one final look at that weather, Jaden?
We'll take one more look as we look into the Santa Rosa weather. We're seeing Wednesday is going to be 79 with rainy conditions tonight. Tomorrow's going to be 74 with partly cloudy skies, and then Friday 80 with also partly cloudy skies. And then for Taos, we're going to be at 88, and then Friday at 86 with partly cloudy skies.
Sounds like a hot one again.
Yeah, it will be.
I can't wait for it to cool down.
Thank you so much for watching.
Have a good evening.